Hello everyone, welcome to this new tutorial. My name is Charles and today I'm gonna teach you how to use Luxcore render for your interior rendering. Today is a great day because we have now Luxcore available for the new Blender 2.8. So this time we will use Blender 2.8 to do our tutorial. So let's start. Okay, the first thing you need to do is to grab your Blend Luxcore version for Blender 2.8. So go on the Luxcore render forum and the news thread, click on this news and don't download this one because we want the 2.8 version. So go down and you have a very first experimental release of Blend Luxcore for Blender 2.8. It's to work for Windows 64-bit. So you download this and you make sure you have download already the Blender 2.8. When it's done, you get here with your Blender and you need to install the add-on. So go in edit and preferences and add-on and you search for install and go to install your Blender 2.8 add-on for Luxcore render. When it's done, you should end up with something like this. If you go in the render add-on render, so you get Luxcore here. So you will have to enable this box to make Luxcore work. Okay, when all of this is done, we can start to do our interior scene. So I have already created a scene for this tutorial. It is a bathroom that you can see here, and what we're gonna do is to learn how to light this bathroom and how to use Luxcore shading system. So let's go. First thing you need is to go in the engine panel here. Okay, render engine, switch to Luxcore. When it's done, you just go in the world panel and we need to see our world panel here, surface, and we have a sky. Okay, but before change something with the world panel, we need to change the camera setting. So go in the camera setting, check for image pipeline. Once done, you get here the gain and auto brightness enable. So always, if you want to follow my workflow, you have to disable this and use 1 as a value. So this is what I use as my setting. So this is all for this one. We just come now for the world panel. For the world panel, we have a sky. Okay, sky with a gain of 1. So if we switch to render, you can see that the sky is a very bright light source compared to our camera sensitivity to linear. Our camera is set to linear and 1. So with these settings, if you use a sky in Luxcore, you will get a very bright light source. So you can see in the camera view that it is very bright. So what I used to do is just to switch to flat color with gain 1 also, and you can see that we have something more appropriate as a starting lighting. So this is great. Okay, and now when this first light is done, you can go to your render panel and we will set Luxcore engine. So here you have the opportunity to use your CPU as a render device or to use your GPU using OpenCL. click on OpenCL, you will have another performance level here, and you can use your graphic card to render the scene. But for this tutorial, I will simply use CPU. Okay, CPU as render device. Okay, this I just choose to render only with CPU just to show you how fast is Luxcore for interior rendering. So let's use CPU. Okay, now we want to split our okay, we need to add a shader. Okay, node material. Okay, this one to set our shader, and we'll use this part to see what is happening in the scene. Okay, like this. Okay, this is okay. Okay, once done, what we need to do is to check another setting. But before, let's see how the performance is currently. Okay, we go to image editor and render result, and F12 to render. Okay, you can see that when I hit F12, I get the render here because I have changed the setting here. If you want to have your render directly done inside your viewport without any change, you come here, display mode, switch for full screen to keep user interface, and you need to come here to check image editor. Okay, as you can see, okay, we have this okay, we have this one. Okay, okay, we have this lighting, and it is pretty dark, isn't it? Okay, we will change all this, but before that we need to add some performance booster. The first performance booster for interior rendering you need to know when using Luxcore is available under the word panel. Performance enable cache. This will help you to improve direct light sampling in interior rendering. So you click on it, and you have environment light cache enable. So as you can see, it is very fast, and you can see already that the render gets clean at the first sample. Okay, we stop this, and we will want to make it a bit brighter. So come in the word panel, and we'll have to increase this a bit. What you need to know is that in the viewport viewport render, you cannot have the cache here. So you have the cache only when you render the final image, not in the viewport, the real-time viewport. So let's increase the flat color value by 10. Okay, it seems to work, so let's hit like this and try to render again. Okay, I switch to solid view and retry. Okay, if cache enable. Also, what you need to know is that Luxcore will not update every single sample. Under here you have a Luxcore panel, and you have a refresh interval, so you can change this one. Currently it is 10 seconds before Luxcore update this this image. So if I go to 30 seconds, so you will see that here, okay, the count will go higher. If I change here to 5 seconds, you see we start by 5 and we go down before we get another refresh interval. Okay, not a problem. We go by 10. You can also pause the render here, pause the render and resume, and let's call launch, pause and launch. Okay, stop the render and we have to continue. Okay, the first thing I have to change as a shader, it is this panel. Okay, in my render it is a class panel, so let's come to the shader view and add a new material. Change the name by class panel, okay, and change here to Luxcore material editor. And the default material you get when you add a new material is always a matte material, like you can see here. Okay, so we change this one to make it become a glass material. Okay, glass material is enabled, so now we have a glass material. Okay, try it and you have it. Okay, the next step will be to add another performance booster. It is Luxcore Photon GI cache. Okay, you have it under the render context menu and Luxcore cache. Okay, Luxcore cache here, click on it and enable Photon GI cache. By default you get a photon count of 20, but I have a very little scene, a bathroom in occurrence to render, so I use a little number, 5 millions, and photon depth 8. This will improve the GI quality, so the higher the number, the more detail you get in the GI. So 8 is way enough, so I let it like this. And you have another settings, brute force radius scale. So this is a number which help you to balance your performance between pure path tracing and a mix of photon GI. So the lower the value, the faster the render, but likely you will have some kind of error. So if you get some error, some artifacts, some light leak, you will have to increase. If you want to go a bit faster, you have to reduce this. So for first settings, when I start to use it, I choose the number 2 as my first settings. The second one is the third setting, very important, is the glossiness threshold. So this one is a settings that help the render engine to know which surface to consider as cacheable or not cacheable. So if you use a very reflective, very specular surface like 0.01, this surface will not be included in the cache. So for every surface above this number, Luxcore will add them to the cache. But if you have some surface with high reflectivity, something like 0.01, then you will have them boosted by the cache. So what I want to do is something like 0.03. Okay, so I can get a maximum of reflective object inside my cache. But if this object start to give me some kind of light leak or artifact or any kind of error, I will change this number, I increase it to get more accuracy. So let it like this, and let's go. We can try to see how it look in the image editor, and F12 again to see how it's happened. Remember, we have a refresh interval of 10, so you can see already how fast the render is. You have our glass panel here, okay, and this glass panel, okay. As we have only matte surface by default in the scene, all the surface except the glass panel are included in the cache, so we can see how fast it goes now. So okay, everything seems to be nice and correct, so we can stop it. The next things you need to know with Luxcore is that in Luxcore you have a denoiser. It works in the real-time viewport and in final render. So you came here in the render context menu and enable Luxcore denoiser. So you have Intel denoiser here and BCD denoiser. Most of the time use let it by default by in the Intel denoiser, and it's all. If you want to test it, you have this one, okay. When the time here will match 10 seconds, you see the image get denoised, okay. You have this one like this, and when we get 10 seconds here, the noise will work. Denoise it. Magic. Okay, this is nice. Okay, the next step will be to start to add some shader in our scene. The first shader we need to add is the hole. I want to add some small teal hole shader, so go in the edit mode and you can see in the UV editor that I have already unwrapped this surface. So comes here and check for material. We need to add a new material. We will have a clay material as default and add a new one. Call it small teal. Okay, when it's done, go to the Luxcore material node editor, and we want it to be shiny teal, so we change the matte to glossy here, and we add some texture, image texture like this, okay. Diffuse, and want to add some texture, go in desktop, see your texture, and I have some texture here. And okay, for the tail I want to use this texture, okay. Open, and we need to see in the Windows preview here how it appears, okay. And we want the tail to be gray and the different line inside to be white. So what we need to do, currently tail are white and line are black, but we want tail in another color, green, little green, small green, and the line in white. So we just add a mix, color match shader, okay, this one. Okay, as you can see, we use the FAC and we have now our line in white but our teal in black. If you render, nothing happened because all the wall is on the clay shader, default clay shader. So we need to use here. Okay, select all the surface we want to be in the small teal and assign. Okay, when it's done, switch in here, doesn't work. So let's go here, try again, and you see that all the teal start to appear, but we want the teal to be way smaller. So what we want to do is to add a 2D mapping node here and change the scale. Okay, 10, use 10, and you can see how it looks here. Okay, seems to be very nice. Okay, very nice. I like it. Okay, 10 is a good value. So now it is not finished. We need some bump effect. Okay, there are two ways to add bump effects. You can use a normal mapping, or you can use black and white texture like this one. So if you use black and white texture the same way, you use bump like this, but you need to add a bump node between those two lines. So the default number is 1 millimeter. If you check here, you will see. Okay, how it's work. You can increase 1 centimeter, and you can see that the bump effect becomes stronger and stronger. Okay, but for this tutorial I will use something else. Okay, size 1. Okay, size 0.1 is better. Okay, for this tutorial I will use the normal map mode. So I need a normal map. Add a new texture, image. Okay, we come here again, and we need this one, the normal map texture, and you have to check this box, normal map, and plug it inside okay, and you can see already how it looks in the viewport. It is very nice. Okay, you can see here how it looks. Okay, it works. We can also increase the strength of the normal map here or decrease. So I use 2. 2 is a good value for me. So this is all, I guess. But you can also add a roughness map. So Shift A, image texture, and open. I have another roughness map here, so I choose this one, open, and plug it in the roughness value here. So you can have different kind of lighting. I will enable only this one, to see what is happening. So let's see how it looks. Okay, but what we can see is that we have some very strong line here. What is the problem? So it is very nice because you can see the mapping here is not plugged in all the different textures. So we want to check this and change it. Okay, now we have the mapping working very good for at the same level for each map. So it's working very nice. Okay, but we want our texture to be a bit more reflective. So what we need to do is to change the lighting. Come in the world palette, we click on none and switch to solid mode, and we add a change this one. We add a lamp, a light. Okay, area light here. Okay, what this area light is for? This area light will help me to see how my shader appear in real life. So I want it a bit smaller. 0.3 is a good value for me, and rotate it like this. Okay, so like this, and check the render button. As you can see, by default all the light source in Luxcore are very bright, so I used to use one here like my camera. Okay, so I can easily control the light power here. So put 10, I have something very interesting. If I put something at 5, okay, it is very easy to control when you have efficacy set to 1. If you set it to 0, it doesn't scale very well, you know. By 55 it's not very bright. If you set it to 200, you don't see something. So I used to set it efficacy 1, and I start to set the power to get my current view. So you can see it is very interesting like this. Efficacy to 1 for all your light source, and you use your power number to get the correct illumination you want. So okay, as you can see, our tile are not very reflective, so we came in the shader panel again with the tile selected. We need to go in selection mode, select the tile, and what you need to do is to have a color ramp between your roughness map and the plugin. So the color ramp node in Luxcore is colored band. Okay, so use band, and you increase this one. It looks like does not update, so this is the first iteration of the plugin, so we can expect some wired behavior. So like this. Okay, just for the preview I switch to 1 to see how it's appear. So 0.3. okay, so I can easily preview my setting. Increase. Okay, you see it's work here. Okay, so work very good, and you can use this one. Okay, very nice. Okay, I think this one is very interesting. Can you reduce the reflectivity here? Okay, Okay, I think it is very interesting. But now let's look how it appears. Okay, it's very ugly. So okay, we need to go back to 10. It does not update, so switch again, and it is working very great, very interesting. I like it. Okay, you can also increase the specular here, make it more metallic like, and can reduce it like this again. Okay, I think this setting is better. So very interesting. You can do the same thing using the Disney shader inside Luxcore, and just use material and switch to Luxcore Disney. What is it? Luxcore material Disney. It looks like the Disney is not implemented. So let's look here. We have the Disney here, so you can use the Disney as your node. So if you want your bump, you can use the bump here. For the Disney, it's like this. Bump here, and roughness, take this one and you put in the roughness. And for the color, it is the similar effect. For the color, take this one and put it on the color, and just have to enable this one, disconnect. You have this active, or this one as active. So if you want to use the Disney, this is the way to go. I think all is good, so let's go back to see how it look. And what is that? Okay, it is okay. Okay, switch, and you see that Disney is also working great. So no problem with verse 2. So we can go like this. You can use Disney, or you can use glossy material like this one. So now we need to change the color of our tail. We need another color. I want something a bit more interesting, so go for this color, a bit gray, a bit yellowish, a bit gray. This one, I like this one. A bit darker, only a bit darker, a bit bluish. Okay, interesting. So by changing the color here, you see you can change what is happening inside. So okay, I do it like this and get back to a normal value. Okay, this is simply nice. Okay, increase a bit, increase. I want to make it a bit light. Okay, this one seems to be good. So now we have a clean shader. Okay, we hide our light source. Okay, let's create another collection for lighting. New collection, call it light viewer, put it in this light viewer, and for light viewer disable. Okay, now you can see what is happening. There's nothing, no light source. Okay, it is normal because we don't have the flat color enabled, so you can go back towards flat color enabled, and we can see our gray small tail is working. The next step now is to add another shader here. We use a wood shader for this one, for the floor, wood shader for the floor. So select this one. First shader, default clay, and second shader, use the wood floor. Okay, let's use the Disney shader again. Click on Disney, show the nodes. Nothing is happening. What is it? Okay, show the nodes. Okay, we have our shader here, so I have to add some texture. You can also import multiple different texture. Okay, select this one or this one. Select this one plus this one, and maybe this one. Okay, just select the first one. So okay, so one for the bump and one for the color. So bump and color for this one, and bump for this one. So view, preview, nice. But as you can see, we don't have our bump nodes. Okay, with the bump node, you see that it's a bit more correct, and we have the roughness is missing. We can also use the default color texture for the roughness. Add a bend node to control the roughness distribution. Increase, you see, stronger. Okay, increase, decrease a bit, and okay, very nice. I like it. Now we want to see how it looks. What we need to do is to enable our light viewer collection to see, and disable our flat color here. Okay, transparent mode, select the lamp and go to the wood floor and change this one incremental. Okay, in this one to be median point. Okay, view for preview, and we have nothing. Why? Also because the first shader is clay, we have clay here. So what we need to put the wood shader on this part only. Okay, this part only. Wood shader here. So select wood shader and assign. But there is a strange behavior. Okay, change and try again. Okay, it is working. It is working, but it seems that we have a bad orientation for the color map. So what we want to do is to add a new 2D mapping here. Switch to solid view and add a 2D mapping. You can also apply a rotation, so 90-degree rotation, and see that it is corrected. So very nice, very nice. But we don't see how our bump is applied. So my trick for this one is to use the bump map as a color map. So okay, so I can view. Okay, so the orientation is not good also, so I use the same mapping here. Okay, this one is updated, so it's nice. We need to increase the scale by a factor of 2 or 3. 2. It's not working, so switch, come back. Okay, it's working now. Okay, let's go to 3. Scale of 3. Something is strange. Small till. Okay, select this one. Okay, and look for this 3. It's not updated because the plugin is the first version, so we have some minor bug, some minor inconsistency, so it's not very bad. Don't forget to save. Okay, this is nice. Okay, I will keep this one. Okay, very nice. Okay, now just switch this button and add the normal color here, but I need to increase the color here. I need to increase it. I need to increase the map, the bump map, so something like this, 1 centimeter. Okay, it's very strong, so let's go for something like 5 millimeter. Okay, something a bit less strong. Okay, something like 2 millimeter. Okay, it's not updated, so switch back and okay, I think it is working, but maybe you can increase it a little bit. So switch back, okay, to something like 35. Okay, I think this one is nice. So now we can progress on the other side. So select the panel and go to the node viewer and show the node. Where is the node? Okay, it is here. Okay, we have this node. Okay, but we have to look for our light path. Okay, what is said here? Max bounce. So we have diffuse max bounce 4, glossy max bounce 4, and specular 6. For a good specular quality, I suggest 12 12. Okay. Glossy, I can go for 6, and diffuse 4. Okay, this is nice. And the next things we need to do is the clamping. Very important. So more people encounter the Fireflies issue, but this should not happen, as I said you. So when you get some Fireflies, even if you follow my tip, my workflow, just use clamping. And for camera set to linear 1 in interior rendering, camera set to linear 1 and brightness automatic disable, you can just use something like 10 as a limit. It is a very low value, but it does not affect the quality of the rendering. So this is good. Okay, again we select it on CPU and Photon G I enable, environment like cache enable. This settings is now available under the Luxcore engine configuration, and also on the world panel here under performance. Okay, so you have two ways to set up this one. So let's render again, image editor, render result. So another slot, F12. Okay, the render is black because this set to denoised, so switch to combined. Okay, as you can see, we have the light coming from the flat color, but also our area light is enabled in this view. But I also think that the gray, the green color of the tail is a bit too heavy, so I want to reduce it. First one, disable this one, and second one, let's reduce the green value of our tail. So let's change the color. Okay, small tail, show, change to Luxcore material node. Okay, the node is not complex, but we have just show how to use Disney material in Luxcore and also how to use glossy material. Currently we are using the Disney output because there is two different output, but the one with active, it is this one active. Okay, if you want to this one, you click on this one. If you want this one, you click on this one. Okay, what we want is to change the color. So the color is a bit too aggressive, so I want to reduce it. Okay, just it like this, and okay, I think this one is good, and I can check it again. Render, image editor. Okay, try again. Okay, sorry for cracking my finger. Okay, this one is not that bad. I like it, very interesting, but it's look like we have a light leak here. You can see it here. It's not that bad, but very interesting. We can change this one. Okay, let's continue. The next shading we have to set is the white one here. So for the floor, we want this one to be something like a shiny white surface. So what you want to do is to add a new shader, new, and a shiny white, not too shiny, shiny white, but okay, like this. We switch to Luxcore material node, and again we switch to Disney shader and add some texture, import multiple one. I want some this concrete and this marble. Okay, concrete and marble. Okay, let's do one. Okay, import. Okay, we will use the marble as our input for the color. Okay, and we will use the concrete as the roughness. Okay, for verse 2.1 we add a mapping node and to set it to something like 3, and come to the world panel, set to none, and activate the light view. Okay, our light is visible, so now we can move it to this area and look for what is happening here. Okay, it is clay again. So how to change this? You just have to select the surface, go to the material node, select shiny and assign, switch back, and okay, very nice, very nice. I like it. Okay, very nice. We can add some bump. Okay, add some bump here by using this one. Label, add the bump util bump, increase the bump by 3 mm. Okay, change negative. Okay, negative bump. Okay, I like it. Very interesting. Okay, the next thing is to add a metallic shader here for this one. New metal grill. Okay, just click on, not mirror, click on metal, delete this one, and you have a metallic one. Okay, it's not update, switch back, and we have the metallic. Okay, very nice. Okay, it's not the end. We want this metallic shader to be a bit reflective and darker. So, this one we use 32 to make sure our metallic object is included in the cache. So it is a little trick, and I want to use this same shader for this part also. This one, check for metal grill. Okay, switch back. Okay, this is nice. The next thing I want to check is this one, the glass panel. I have a feeling that it is not as thicker as I want, so I have to set the origin to geometry to origin. Okay, by the surface, and I want to change this one. Okay, make it a bit thicker. Okay, G, not this one, J.01 and the y-axis. Okay, so we have 2 centimeter, not 1, 2 centimeter. Okay, select this part, and again GY.01. Okay, it is now a 2 centimeter wider. Okay, we can also use an interior volume for absorption. Select this one, click on interior volume, show, and you have the color of the interior volume. So you can make it a bit gray like this. Reduce the value for something like 0.01. Okay, try to see what is happening. Okay, it's very gray, so I want to increase 0.1. Okay, I think this one is a bit more better. So nothing to do now. We have to disable the light viewer, go to flat color, enable it again. But it is not the end. There is some minor thing to change. We need to change the asset. So turn on the buff assets collection and disable this one. Okay, I have some shader to change here. Okay, oh, it's too much. I go for the world panel, disable for none, and add the light viewer. Okay, it's nice. Okay, very nice. Okay, what we need now is to add a white shiny ceramic here, here and here, and also here, same shader, and here metallic. So we have to create a ceramic white. Okay, don't forget to save. Go back to material node, Disney again, and node preview. I like the preview. So roughness 0.2, roughness 0.1. Okay, and use the same roughness for this one, ceramic white, and also for this one, ceramic white. Also this one have to be clay, and have to add a mirror. Okay, Okay, mirror, node 3, add a mirror. It is simply very simple. Okay, mirror, assign. Okay, very nice. Now add a metallic dark chrome to this one. Dark chrome. Oh, we can make it dark copper. Very interesting. Dark copper. Copper dark. Copper dark. Switch to metal. Dark. Red dark. Okay, something like this. Okay. And go to see the preview. Very nice. Okay, better. It is better. Very interesting. Okay, now we need to change this one also. Copper dark. Copper dark. Okay. Material. Okay, copper dark. Very nice. And everyone is good. We need to add a wood shader to this one. Wood tab. Okay. It is the last one, and I think it is the end. Disney and a texture image wood. Open CCO texture folder. Select this one. Open again. Roughness. Bend to control the roughness distribution. Previewing. Increase this value. Decrease this one. Decrease this one. Okay. Increase this one. Increase this one. Nice. And bump. Don't forget to add the bump here. Very nice. Increase. 2. Very nice. And you can also change the color of your original text using the hue saturation value here. I want to make it a bit darker. Change for this, and I want to make it a bit reddish. 0.49, and I want to make it less saturated. Something like this. Okay, very interesting. And let's see what is happening. Okay. Oh, I like it. It's just very great. I have already done the UV unwrapping for this one, so it is normal. And this one also is very interesting. This one also. We let the clay on this one, the copper here, and we have ceramic here, and let the clay on this one. So everything seems to be good, so we are near to the end. So disable the light viewer module, and we want to put this one in the light viewer asset, and we just want to enable the path plan collection. And we don't have any light source, so we want to activate again the flat color, which is our original light source. We can also use an Hdri. We will try it together, but let's try this one. Okay, it looks like it is just interesting, very good. So let's try first render, reduce the size of the output by 30%, change to image editor, and launch the render. Okay. For those who are not already subscribed to the channel, please do it. You can help us doing better job by subscribing, so we can see that people like what we are doing, so we can make more and more tutorial. So if you have the possibility to subscribe, please do it. It is very interesting for us. As you can see, the output is very nice and very fast. Remember, since the beginning we are using CPU, and just in less than 15 seconds you can see that the render is already clean and the grid size is something like this. So very interesting, very interesting. There is no problem, no light leak, and it is just beautiful. So I think it is all about this tutorial, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you the next time.